Welcome to the first episode of the Dolce Vita podcast.
My name is Selena and I'm from Vancouver, Canada.
And my name is Emma from South Africa.
So both of us have been living and traveling around Italy for almost a year. And we picked up on some things that are just too good not to share with the rest of the world.
So we both moved here in January 2022 and started working as au pairs for Italian families. Yeah, why did you want to become an au pair? What is your main reason?
So basically, I graduated from university in December and I moved here in January. And for me, it was just kind of like a post-university experience to live somewhere else, to go abroad by myself. I just didn't know I'd be here as long as I have.
I really think, we really chose the countries furthest from our homes.
Yeah, so far.
No, literally.
Emma, why did you choose to come here?
I finished my degree at the end of last year and I was just like, I think it'll be fun to travel a bit before I get a job with my degree, because I knew once I got a job I wouldn't have time to travel and stuff. So we've both been working as an au pair, which has been interesting. Lots of stories.
Lots of pros and cons.
Lots of pros and cons. But it's been really, really interesting because we've been experiencing a lot of different... what is the word? We've been...
Emotions?
Not emotions, but we've basically been noticing a lot of different traditions and different weird things.
Oh, commonalities.
Yes, about Italy and just the way that the country works.
I mean, you'll notice from this that our English has already gotten so much worse.
It's so bad.
Took us so long. Commonalities. Anyways. But yeah, exactly. We've just noticed over the last 8 months a lot about Italians living here and all these different kind of things. And also living with a different family is a completely different experience.
Oh, no, for sure.
You're kind of on someone else's schedule.
Yeah. But there are a lot of pros with doing what we do and living as an au pair, because the best thing about it is that you're living with another family so that you don't have to pay for accommodation. You also experiencing the culture in which the local culture in person, and you can also, for us, we can hear the Italian every day, which is really, really lovely. It is a bit excluding sometimes, but it's in general it's really you're getting a one-on-one hands-on experience.
Yeah I agree with what Emma said. It's definitely it kind of also depends which family you live with.
Yes.
And we have lots of au pair friends who all are kind of having different experiences, for sure. But you kind of have to be strategic
for sure
when picking your family.
For sure. It's just been very interesting to try and seeing the different dynamics on different families and different au pair family, host family relationships and everything. So
why don't you give a little overview of your first? Emma's been with two families. Why don't you give a little overview of your first and then where you are now?
I arrived in January and I came to my first family and I was with them for 8 months, I would say. And then basically I just they didn't really need me anymore because the oldest child went off to high school. So I've moved families now, which has been interesting. So I've got a bit of a change. Our situation's a bit complicated, but it's in general it's been interesting. But yeah, it's been good working as au pair because it's you can get free accommodation, you have free food,
sometimes a car.
Sometimes a car. I said it in your accent. A car.
Just being abroad, especially in a country that doesn't speak your language, just really makes
your English deteriorate. It's so bad. And my friends know my English is just not that good to start with. And then coming to another country, it's just really, really come downhill. No, because what the problem is that you around people and you dumbing your English down
Exactly.
so much.
Every day. You're
Every day.
speaking so simple.
And, like, you end up using, like, hand signals and you're like... What is a good example? Like, just, like, if you're trying to explain something, it's just ridiculous how much you use your hands.
Yeah.
And you're like...
Or point at things, or, like, for example, yesterday, the grandparents live on my property where I am. And the nonna came up and she was asking me, like, what I did, one of my au pair kids. And we also say our kids. One of my kids. And she doesn't speak, like, a lick of English. And my Italian's, like, super, super beginner. And I was, like, trying to explain to her that my au pair son was skateboarding. I imitated me running.
No.
She got it, but I was just like...
That
my
was
life
really
has changed a lot.
Like, we have university degrees and here we are just, like, imitating how to skateboard.
Also, we're both 23 years old. I feel like we
Yes.
should say that.
Yes.
Okay. But yeah, it's definitely
It's been interesting.
yeah.
Yeah. So we both, like, both of us now, we have cars, and it's been interesting to, like, we've having to adapt to, like, the whole different dynamic of Italian life, because they just live
Literally
so differently. They
live in their own little world.
Yes.
Like, it is such a alternative reality. Is that what you said?
alternate.
This is what we're saying.
But what was I gonna say? For me, driving in Italy has been, like, okay, like, because in South Africa, I think it's really kind of hectic because we have, like, taxis and everything, and they just drive illegally. But I had to learn to drive on the other side of the car, which was, like, so interesting, because when I for the first 2 weeks, I kept, like, hitting the side of the door on the door with my hand, and I was like, I look like an idiot. I feel like an idiot because I kept slamming it, like, looking for the gear stick. But yeah, it's been interesting.
Yeah, Emma's definitely more a better driver here. I've literally just started driving here 3 weeks ago, and I'm from Canada, like I said, and so it's not super common to drive manual in Canada. So, like, the fact that I don't know how to, everyone is, like, appalled here that I can't.
Like, why don't you know
like,
how to
this
ride
is,
a
like, a
bike?
life skill. But the family I'm with actually has an electric car, God bless. So,
Yeah, you're lucky.
I don't know how that worked out. But I'm actually going to try and learn manual. But so far, like, I just had the most traumatic drive over here. Like, I was coming to meet Emma, and she lives, like, on the hill above. Oh, we're in Verona.
Sorry.
We are living in Verona, Italy. If you don't know where that is, it's
In Veneto.
in Veneto, in between, like, Milan and Venice in the north. It's like a middle-sized city. It's super beautiful. Romeo and Juliet. That's, I feel like, what people know of it.
Yeah,
But-
that's where they have Juliet's balcony.
Juliet's balcony. But we can give Verona tips, too.
Yeah, we can definitely.
But anyways, I was on my way over, and Emma lives, like, on the hill above Verona, and I've never driven to her house before. And so, like, where I live like a 10-minute drive outside of the city. I could either go just, like, through the city to Emma and then up again, or around and go up, and it was faster.
Don't do
To
the
go up.
round one.
So I was like,
Don't.
I'll do that. And it was the most traumatic experience because I'm in, like, an SUV in Italy, which already sucks.
Oh, is your car quite big?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I haven't seen it.
No, you can come after. But it's like it's a Renault, like the French brand.
Renault.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
like anyways, it's like the French car brand, and it's electric. Anyways,
I say Renault, but okay, carry
no.
on.
Anyways. And the road is, like, for one, like, Fiat 500.
Yeah.
Like, it is so small, and there's no side. Like, it's just like if you go a slightly left, like, you're down this cliff.
Oh no.
And I actually, like, started, like, stressing so much. I was so sweaty when I got here. But yeah, just things like that. Like, just driving to Emma's, like, driving to a friend's house is just, like, chaotic, even though
Chaotic.
yeah.
When I first arrived here, I literally, I'm like, I'm not really accustomed to like historical cities where there's like a city center, like, and where you shouldn't be driving. And no. I feel like I've got so much trauma. Like, I literally cried a few times in the beginning of the year because I was like, I can't drive. But basically there's zones in the city center where you can't drive your car unless you have a permit.
Yeah.
You know, someone told me it's like called like ZTL or something, like zone traffic limited or something.
Like the
traffic.
The area.
Yeah, I'm getting it really wrong.
Like the red circles.
Yeah, I thought it was just red circles, but there's more than that. There's another thing that you have to read.
Okay, let's explain the red circles.
Yeah,
maybe.
but basically red circles mean don't go there. But I see, no.
They're really small, like they're not like that obvious, and there's just red circles before entering the center, and like if you're driving, like you can't enter unless you have that permit Emma's talking about. So unless you live in the center.
I know, yes, but then there's all these tiny little rules on top of on those little signs where you can go into the city center, but it has to be between like, there's like 2 hours a day where you can go through.
Right.
But then if you don't understand what's going on, you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like you just
get fat fines.
No, I know. Yeah.
And you get a fine for entering and exiting. So like,
and there's these tiny cameras. Like I can't.
Emma's been,
no, I have like it gives me so much anxiety. I just don't I can't like deal with it anymore. I don't want to speak about it.
No, it's traumatic, and parking is literally hell if you don't have like a motorcycle or a scooter.
Yeah,
like in the center. It's just really, really brutal.
Yeah, but in general, I think moving to Italy has really changed our perspective on a lot of things in life. Like, yeah. I feel like we always say to each other, like, we're completely different human beings from when we first arrived.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, we've had to, like, adapt to these weird ways that people live here. Like, you can't get mad about people being late.
No, it's actually, like, I still am punctual, but, like, the fact that, like, I'm late to things now, like, I'm, like,
yeah, I know, you, like, I don't know.
I used to be so punctual.
Like, 5 months ago, you used to be like, oh, this person was late again. Oh, my God. And now you're like, no, the other day, when was it?
We went on a walking tour.
Oh, yes, you were late. I phoned you. I said, where are you? Oh,
I was on my way. But
oh my God.
It's actually, things do rub off. And, like, for example, I went home back to Vancouver for the month of September, and I was doing shit there, and I was like, I'm, like, used to my, like, life in Italy now. Like, I was making my salads how I'd make them here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and I was having espresso after lunch, and I was like...
Did you?
Yeah! And my mom was like, who is this? And I was like, I felt so annoying, though, like,
you have an espresso. Do you drink espressos in the morning?
No, I usually have a bigger coffee in the morning, and then in the, like, later in the day. But some of the houses only have like, my au pair house only has espresso. They don't have... What do you have?
I make my own coffee. I'm really fucking terrible, but I
like, what do you make? Like
I bought shitty
coffee.
I bought shitty coffee because I wanted a longer one.
Oh, like, so it's a cup.
Not shitty coffee, but I bought Nescafe.
Oh, you did.
Because my family at home
they probably
drinks that.
Hate you.
No, I hide it from them.
See,
because
this is what we're talking about.
I literally hide it from the family because I don't want them to see that I don't like their coffee.
Yeah.
Because they're so patriotic, like, about everything in Italy. Like, I remember in my first family, I brought the coffee and I put it, like, hid it somewhere.
Yeah.
And I made it in front of the dad one day, and he was like, what are you doing? Don't you like our coffee? And I was like,
yeah, it's, like, offensive. Even though, like, you're just, like, everyone has different norms, you know? But, like, they take it as, like, it's, like... For example, I make tea a lot, and they just, like, don't really drink tea that much. They don't
understand it.
And they're always like, tea again? I'm like, bro, your house is cold. Like, I'm sorry.
Your house is cold. Oh, my God.
It's so funny. But Emma and I, now that we're like wise and we're a while into this, we've kind of realized like you just have to do what you want. Or Emma was giving me this pep talk last night. Because, for example, they'll make like pasta every day for lunch, and that's not a joke. And
every single day, like I oath, every single day they make pasta, and it's like, I had my host family before, they would be like, I would actually have to remind myself that I'd already eaten pasta.
Yeah.
Like for lunch. And they would be like, I would be like, okay, I've eaten it already. I would eat it twice a day sometimes.
No, dude, same with mine.
Like, and then I got to a point where I was like running out of ideas. Like, what other food is there besides pasta?
You just think that's all there is. Like, I forget how to make food.
No, I know. It's crazy.
But they like think that like, if you have ravioli for lunch, and then if you have, like, a different type for dinner, it's, like, a different meal.
It's, yeah.
But, like, to us, it's all pasta, you know?
No.
So, yeah, that's, for example, today. Like, I pick up my daughter. From school, but she's, like, a teenager. So, like, we usually just have lunch together and gossip about all her friends. And today, she was making pasta per usual, and I was, like, because Emma gave me a pep talk last night that I need to stand up for myself.
You need to stand up for yourself, because the problem is with au pair families is that they start to treat you like a little kid.
Yeah,
in their house.
You have to remember, like, you're an adult and like you're living here like to work for them, but like you also have your own life and can make your own decisions.
No, you don't have to eat what they're eating. If they're eating some weird ass food, you don't need to say yes.
Yeah, that's what I've
decided.
So today I made myself a salad, and she was like, "Oh my god, like what are you doing? Like why don't you want pasta?" And I was like, "Bro, I'm literally gonna turn into a noodle. Like I can't."
No, I did. No, I literally can't deal with him. But like with that, like it's hard because like we are obviously like another part of the family, but like we are our own, like we're not also part of their family. Like it's so bizarre.
Yeah, it's so weird because it's so clear that you're not too.
Some families like really try to like be like, you're our daughter, you're the older sister, and other families are like, here's your food.
Yeah, that's very true.
But I think it depends on maybe like your age.
Yeah.
Also, because we've met some au pairs that are like 17 years old and they're like a lot younger, and then like the host parents feel like they have the responsibility to like treat you, like look after you.
Yeah, it's very different.
I think it's really it's just like challenging. Yeah, like we have this one friend, she worked for this family in Verona, and she basically like had a curfew every night. Like she had to, she couldn't leave. She could go out for dinner, but she had like go out the house after dinner and go for a walk, but she had to be back by 9:30.
Yes, so whack.
Even on the weekends, even on the Saturdays, she was like told to come back.
Yeah, like don't, like this is why au pairing can be like shitty.
Yeah, I know.
Like imagine that. Like I just leave and don't say where I'm going.
Bye.
But I think it also depends, like what Emma was saying, on the age. Like this girl was 17, 18. Even though that's unfair of the family to treat them like so young, but like we're both 23, so like we wouldn't like let that happen. I'd be like, I'm not coming home at 9:30. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. But like, because she was 17, her actual mom had the number of her host mom.
Oh, that's so weird.
And so they would like speak and like check in on her.
Right.
And then I'm like, why? Like, then it just brings out the point, like, why do you want to come to Italy to come live in a different country? Why come so far? Why don't you just stay at home?
Yeah, if you're going to stay at home all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No shade on her. She enjoyed her life.
Okay, well, she was actually really rebellious.
Yeah, no.
She was, like, secretly rebellious.
She just would leave the house. No,
the mom didn't know, though.
No, she would lie to the parents and just tell them whatever she...
But that's honestly, like, good on her. She's in Italy, and she should be able to go have fun and do whatever, you know?
Yeah, I know. This is the most important point. I'm going to say that a lot.
Okay.
But you can't tell your host family everything.
No.
Don't lie all the time, but you can't tell them the
White
truth.
lies is a beautiful thing. Like,
Yeah.
this is like, again, we're learning this all the time. I feel like when I first came here, I was very like, I felt like I had to say like everything I was doing or whatever. And over time, it's like, no, this is like your own life. Like, and you already have like a weird dynamic. So like, for example, one of an au pair we met the other week, she told her au pair family that she was going on a Tinder date. And
Oh, yeah?
and she texted the mom, and then she told the mom to text, like the mom told her to text her when she got back home. But she like went to this guy's house after the date and like hooked up, and then texted the mom when she was home at like 4 a.m. And I was like,
Oh, did she?
yes.
I
Let's draw the line.
I would have been like, oh, I forgot.
I would have been like, I'm going, like, just like dating in general, like I'm going to a friend's is so much easier than having to explain that.
Definitely depends on the type of family that you have. This is
Okay,
a problem.
okay,
but,
fair.
But like also you have to be like so careful that you don't want to like tell your whole family that, oh, I'm going on this date, you know, or like I'm leaving the house to see a boy every time, because then they're gonna think that you've come to Italy for the wrong intentions, or like you've come to their family for the wrong intentions and you just want to see a boy.
Exactly.
Like you just want to like get on the dating scene.
And it seems so much worse when it's a boy versus like au pair friends for some reason. I don't know why though.
Yeah, I
but
know,
it does seem worse. They'll be like, oh, like all she cares about is
I know.
a boy. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
So Emma and I are just
we're hanging low.
We're hanging very low. I just use Emma's name for every time I go anywhere.
I was thinking today, I was like, I really need to maybe put in another word, like another girl's name, because I was like, she's gonna think I'm crazy that I only have one friend. Don't.
Yeah, exactly. So that's our recommendation if you're ever gonna au pair.
Yeah, so basically we should just maybe backtrack a bit and tell everyone how we met and how it was like.
Love at first sight.
God, no. No, I don't think it was. No, actually, I did like you in the beginning when we first met. We've never What happened? So
we met up through a mutual friend in March.
Millie. She needs a name.
She needs
her name.
Oh, we can give her her own name. We were talking about how we're gonna give fake names, but Millie can keep hers.
You can definitely. She needs to have a what is it? A guest interview, like
guest appearance. Yeah.
But yeah.
So wait, Millie also is from Ireland, and was an au pair here. And so she was friends with both of us separately, and then on a beautiful night out in March, we went out with this the Swedish girls.
Oh,
remember those au pairs?
Oh my
and
gosh.
our friend, and we went.
Yes,
clubbing.
and her friend had rented an apartment, and then
Yes.
I remember I
there.
bought a bottle of wine and I drank the whole bottle of wine
Yeah.
in like 30 minutes.
Yes.
I don't know
Emma
what happened.
would always buy like I'd buy it too, €1 wine, but she would down it, guys.
No, because I was still in the old mentality.
2 minutes.
I was in my
Like-
South African mentality.
Yeah, over time we've actually become kind of not lame, but we we've just
Not a very good word.
no, not lame is what I said.
Yes,
but we
okay.
just not chugging alcohol the way we used to.
Maybe
We still go out.
no, okay, maybe no. I do drink.
I'm not saying you don't drink. I was like, I'm still as fun as I used to be.
We're boring now. No, we're not.
We're not. We're just
Okay.
like not like the fresh feeling of being here when you first arrive, you know?
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah. It's so funny to see the au pairs that arrive. Like the
The
first
new,
ones,
fresh
the
ones.
newbies. They're
They're
just like, they're on their Tinder. They're
Yeah,
like
they're
ready
on.
to, they're ready to find a man, and they've got their Duolingo.
yeah. Bitch, I still have Duolingo. I was doing it today.
No, but they like, like, oh my god, I know Italian like so well. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
it's a...
bitch, it's fucking hard.
So Emma's Italian is a lot better than mine. She's been doing school since she arrived in February, and I just started like 3 weeks ago.
That's fine. You're progressing. You can understand a lot more than most people.
Thanks. Much appreciated.
Millie, however, did not. She literally, you know, she was, how long was she here for? Millie, we're not trying to bash you or anything, babe.
love you.
We love you. But she was here for 8 months.
Yeah.
And she would still go to, like, when we'd go out, she would be like, hi, can I get like a... I'm not going to try and imitate her accent.
I can't even do Irish.
Can't. But she was like, she would just blurt out in English. And I was like, can we try? Can we try? But what happened? We went out with the Swedish girls and Millie.
Yeah, we went to campus, which is the university bar in Verona,
Yes.
which used to be fun.
I don't
I
know.
don't know
It's
what
boring
happened to
now.
it. Maybe you were just going on the wrong nights.
No, it's like, no, I don't know. Maybe it's because it was cold in February, and all the university students don't go, like, they didn't want to go outside.
To Veronetta.
Yeah.
So Veronetta is an area in Verona where campus is too, but basically there's a bunch of bars on the river that like people just get drinks and stand outside there. So like that's still happening now because it's like not cold yet.
Yes.
That's a good idea, actually.
Maybe a good
logic.
reason why, because campus is just really slacking at the moment. Like, we've been there a few
We've been
times
a couple
lately.
times and like it's dead. And it's like one of those places that like it's not just like a normal bar. Like it's fun. There's lots of tables and it's 2 floors, and like if people are really drunk, they'll be dancing and stuff. But like it's been empty the past.
But it's definitely like a bar that people go to. How do
To
we
kiss?
put it? To kiss.
It's
It's not like a classy bar.
it's not. Well, it's a university bar.
No, it's definitely not.
There's people
Like-
kissing everywhere.
People, yeah, back then. Now it's
Now,
like dried up.
We don't know what's
Not-
happened.
Nothing's happening.
We like went there for a drink the other night because we needed to catch up since I'd been back or whatever, and we literally just only talked to each other because there was no one there.
Terrible.
I know.
It's terrible.
This is what
There
I'm
was
saying.
like no one there though. But yeah, basically we met at camp that night.
So we met that night in Verona.
We had a lot of fun. Did anything interesting happen? I feel
Yeah.
like something did. I don't know the story. Maybe we'll update you.
We're gonna this is our first episode. We're kind of getting our bearings, and we're
Yes.
gonna kind of learn how to tell these stories.
Without exposing ourselves too much. No, we do need to, but
We will tell them,
You know.
like with due time.
yes.
We're just kind of giving a little overviews right
Yes.
now. But that's the night we met, and then we went to a club, and yeah, then we fell in love. No, then me, Millie, and Emma became super close.
We just had hanging out
We
a
just
lot,
had like
yeah.
the 3 of us just vibed super well, and then Millie had to leave the end of April. March? End of March.
No, it was May, the month after that.
No, dude, it was not May.
No, it was March.
It was March. You're right.
April. I don't know.
No, it was March. We only had 1 month as a throuple.
Thruple. Oh my god.
But yeah, anyway, so
That was a lot of fun.
that's that. And then since then, we kind of spread our horizons, and we definitely have made some new au pair friends recently, but we kind of branched into the Italians more when Millie left us in March. We decided to spread our wings.
No, I know. Making friends as an au pair is like, honestly, such a good thing. Like, it's such an easy thing because you have so much in common. You're all going through the same shit. Like, you like can bond over a lot of things, and
you
you
can
just like
talk about the
you just
families
bitch
and
about your
stuff.
little kids or
Yeah,
something, you
yeah.
know. The children, not really, but
Yeah. Depending on your family. Some people come and just need to vent for like an hour.
I know when you first meet a new au pair, they're like they just, you can feel they haven't been speaking English in a while, some of them.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
like, I just need to speak to someone.
That's the nice thing, is everyone's obviously all native English. So it's easy, like, friends, you know, like, right away. And there's basically, like, a WhatsApp Verona au pair group chat. So, like, it was super easy to meet people. Like, I honestly didn't even think about meeting friends when I moved here. Like, I was just, like, it didn't cross my mind, but it happened so easily through that. Like, one girl just reached out to me, and then through her I met people, and et cetera, you know?
And the amount of bloody stories that you hear the minute you meet a new person, it's just the most entertaining thing in the whole world. Because then you can tell, they have stories, you can tell new stories, and it's just like, oh my God.
It's so funny.
Like,
we had, like, a big dinner the other night.
Yes, and it's just
it was
the
chaos.
amount of stories. It was just insane. No. But yeah, I definitely, it's been interesting, and making friends has been lovely. Also, making friends through my Italian school has been good, and yours.
Yeah, I just have one in my class, but she's very nice.
Yes.
Emma has, like, actual, like, people in her class.
I do have some, like, older people though.
Yeah.
Which has been really cute.
Like, how old?
Some of them are, like, over in their 60s, 70s. And they're like, I come to Italy to, like, continue my passion. And I'm like, oh babe, we're
like, same.
And then you have other people that come into class and they're like, yeah, I'm learning Italian because I fell in love with an Italian man.
Yeah.
And then they're like, and I'm like, okay, that's good. And then I'm like, what's your story? How'd you guys meet? And I'm like, these people don't want to explain it.
No. That's the thing.
Time they meet them.
Emma's been telling me that about Italian lessons, that, like, she was like, I just have to expose myself every time because they just, like, drill you.
Because they want you to speak.
They need you to talk. And so they'll just drill, like, what did you do this weekend? Are you dating anyone? Yada, yada. And, like, I didn't understand until I started taking Italian, and I was like, this sucks. Like, I just feel attacked.
No, I know. They're judging. You can't question the teachers.
No.
They don't ask, like, they don't...
I actually did ask... I asked back, and then I felt bad. I asked him if he had because he asked me if I had a fiance.
Fidanzato.
Yeah, but it also
doesn't mean
girlfriend or boyfriend.
Yes.
I learned that afterwards.
Yeah.
Anyways, and then I asked him, and he said no, and I felt bad because he's, like, older, and I was like, fuck, I'm a dick.
Oh. That poor man.
You know.
Oh my gosh.
I felt, I was like, hey, this is why you're not supposed to ask back, like.
Oh no. But yeah, it's been interesting. Definitely coming to Italy has really improved our Italian, but also really decreased our English.
To go back on that point.
Yeah, I don't think, like, I can't even comprehend how bad my English has gotten.
Yeah, it's.
You went home for a while. Like, you went home for a month, not a while, but... And you were saying to me how weird it is.
It is weird to be with, like, you can, like, speak in, like, slang things again, and, like, you can say, like, sarcastic things and people will get it, and, like, it's just so weird. It's such a foreign world. Weird.
Like, I've completely lost my slang. Like,
it's gone again.
It's gone.
Yeah. When I was home, I didn't even.
No, because I was like, I can't. If I keep saying these random words that no one understands,
I know.
We're not going to get anywhere in the conversation.
And also, what was interesting, I mean, we used to talk about this a lot at the beginning of our, like, when we first met, and with Millie as well, is we all just have really different slang, and it's like me from Canada, Emma from South Africa, and Millie from Ireland. Like, we would all just say such different things all the time, and it was like, it is very interesting because...
It's so funny. We'd be like, oh my god, I say it like that.
No, you say it like that.
Oh my god, you say it like that?
Like, I would say, how do you say, you'd say brew? Bro. Do you say bro? Brew? I thought you said brew. Bruh. You say bro? Who says brew?
I don't know.
I thought that was you. I say dude.
Bruh. I've lost it. I've become...
You're too Italian.
No. Okay. But and the funniest thing was when Sophie, the au pair that took over from Millie, came to Verona. She's from Manchester.
No, Leeds.
Leeds, in the UK. And she said something. She was like, how she says water.
Oh, well,
what did she say?
Water.
Water.
Water. No tea.
Yeah, I was just like, what?
It is really interesting. And then, like, I'll teach, like, the kids, like, how to pronounce words, how I say it.
Yes, and I'm like, is that English good?
Yeah, I'm like, is this good enough for you? I know you guys learned UK in school, like, maybe this
I
is
know.
bad.
I was like, my English is not, like, it's South African English, it's sweet, but, like, it's not beautiful. Like, some of the words that we say are, like, really, they don't make a lot of sense, and the sentence structure.
Okay, it's not correct.
No, it is.
I think your English is great.
Yeah.
Used to be better. Okay, I think we should backtrack even more.
Okay.
And start about, like, why Italy, what drew us to Italy, and, like, what's the allure to Italy? Like, why Emma? Like, I know we talked about why you came, but, like,
I think,
what drew you here? Why do you think everyone wants to vacation here?
yeah, I think everyone has this huge idea of, like, the food, mainly.
Yes.
Everyone wants to, like, come and eat the food here, which is really wonderful. Like, it is really good, but it's quite limited.
Yeah.
Like,
different once you live here.
it sounds like we're bashing the country, but, like,
No,
we love it, but it's limited. Like, there's not too much diversity in the food. Like, they love their pasta and they eat their pasta every day, but at home we have, like, a lot of different types of food,
cultures, food.
I'm not really selling.
I think that's also because of Verona.
Oh,
it's a smaller city,
yeah.
So I think, like, obviously if you're in, like, Milan, you're gonna have more international type.
For sure.
But, like, if you're Italian, like, you're not going to be eating it that often, in my, like, experience.
Yeah. Let's try and focus on the positives.
No, honestly, Emma just bashed it, but, like, we obviously have stayed here a long time. Like,
Yes. Not, yeah, like, we're not...
We're not planning on leaving.
We're tourists. we staying. What was I going to say? Oh, it's really... There's so much culture going on with this city, with the country, and it's so culturally rich. Like, every single city you go to, there's, like, a different story. Even the architecture is, like, so different from north to south. Like, everything changes. Like, there's so much
different.
To the country, which is really great. So it's really interesting to learn about all of that.
It is definitely interesting. I feel like we become a lot more, like, for example, like, we know where certain pastas are from, or, like, but what's funny about this is, like, obviously only if you, like, know Italy well, or I don't know, if your parents are Italian, whatever, but, like, I wouldn't know, like, that tortellini is from Bologna, or that cannolis are from Sicily until I moved here.
No, I know.
And basically, my friend we were talking about Love in the Villa.
Oh my god,
which is it's just a movie on Netflix that was, like, centered in Verona, and he was super upset that, like, cannellonis were in it because it's from
cannolis. Cannelloni is a pasta. Oh my god. Imagine Italians listening to this. They would be like, what the hell?
They'd throw hands at me.
Cannolis.
Cannolis.
Cannolis are from Sicily.
Anyways, he was really pressed that like, that was in there, and I was like, no one knows that except for, like, Italians, or if you come here, obviously. But, like, I didn't know that, or I didn't know that. Maybe, like, I was just like, did you know any of that stuff before coming here?
No.
Or that, like, the glass in Venice was made on that island. Murano glass?
Murano.
It's made on that one little island.
Oh, is it on the Wonderland?
Yeah, there's an island called that.
Oh.
But, like, I didn't know that. Exactly. But they, like, are so, like, they're so patriotic and know everything about every city.
For sure.
That if, like, for example, if they just heard me call cannoli It's been a long day.
Cannelloni. Wait, can what?
Cannelloni. They'd be really
I just want to be like cantaloupe. No, but that's not the right one.
Not the one.
But it's just, and I think Italy's just got such a draw to everyone. Everyone wants to be a part of it because it's just really culturally rich, and the people are just very interesting.
People are very interesting. We'll get more into that later.
Yeah, but it's also and Italy's just really easy to get around.
Yeah,
because it's really well connected by trains, and
even
like the
though
public transport. Like when I first came to Italy, it was like my first time ever taking a train.
That's why.
Which was really, really weird. Like I literally had to get my friend Jokke from Germany. I was like, how do you get a train? And they were like, she was like, actually, she couldn't believe me. I was like, I'm not lying. Like the public transport in South Africa is terrible. You just drive your own car if you're gonna go somewhere, and you don't take buses. But like in Italy, it's actually really easy to move around. Like a train from Verona to Venice is like 10 euros.
Yeah, 9.70 actually. I know that one.
Oh my god,
been there only a few times.
Yeah, but it's a lot easier to move around. Like when we went to, where did we go? We went to Palermo in Sicily for the weekend.
I was going to say we should talk about that.
And how much did we pay for our flights there and back?
40 euros?
Yeah, it was 40.
Yeah.
40 euros each, which is nothing. Like
nothing.
And it was like a 1 hour, 10-minute flight.
No, it's so easy. But I do want to talk about the buses in Palermo to compare.
No, because this just points out the fact how different the north and the south is.
Like here, buses they're actually not that bad. Like I kind of get mad at them sometimes because they're late, but like they're not that bad.
Yeah.
They're sometimes infrequent depending on where you live though. Like if you're close to the center, you're okay. But in Palermo, for example, like we waited I think an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know, because it kept saying, "Oh, it's coming," and then it would just not drive past. Then we'd have to wait for the next one.
Yeah.
And we're like, do we leave? Do we stay? What?
Yeah, it's definitely different depending on where you are in Italy. But when we're talking, we're mostly talking about Verona because this is where we feel our wisest.
Oh, for sure. Like
we know the city.
We don't the south, like down to Napoli and Rome is just like a completely other
different world,
uncharted territory.
Yeah,
needs exploring.
We have more places on our list, but we've done a decent amount of traveling in the past year since we've been here, or 8 months or whatever.
Yeah,
but yeah, we definitely want to see more and continue to improve our Italian. Yeah, maybe we could do an episode in Italian.
I don't think so. Not yet. But yeah.
Okay, so thanks guys for following along in our first episode. We hope you enjoyed it. We just want to give you all a bit of an introduction of who we are and what we're doing here in Italy.
Next episode, we're going to look at the warning signs to look for when moving to a host family, how it's been dating in Italy, and dive into 1 or 2 things we've noticed that Italians do that they think are very, very normal, but they're very weird to us.
Turn on your notifications, start sending us stories of your experiences in Italy over on Instagram at @LaDolceVita_podcast, and we will see you in the next episode.
Ciao!
Ciao!